Your entire life, you've probably been lied to. You know those lines for the crosswalk? They weren't painted on. Somebody sticks them on the street like a sticker? There is no way. But there's proof of it being done. Like just, laying crosswalk over here. Why does this feel illegal? Like it's not hand painted. Okay, this one is very suspicious. Cause I feel like some places they do paint them, and then other places they just lay them down. Like we ain't got time to paint. Just print them out and pop them on the floor. The sun will melt them into place. Y'all ever wondered how Starbucks does the whipped cream and how it's so perfect? So there's actually a hack to doing it. They don't put it directly onto the drink. They put it in the lid and then flip it over and then put the lid on. Oh, that is actually genius. I always thought they put it on the drink and then put the lid on. No, clearly that's the zero IQ way to do it. This is so much better. It's like the maximum amount of cream without making a mess and overflowing and getting on the outside of the lid and making it sticky. Those fast food commercials with the burgers that look delicious and juicy. Yeah, it looks delicious, right? They're actually not cooked. They're constructed by a food artist. You're probably so confused right now. What do you mean they didn't cook this thing? What's a burger artist? We got artiste, makeup artist, and now you tell me there's a burger artist? So they assemble the burger to make it look as photogenic as possible for the camera, including pinning all the vegetables together, assembling pieces of onion with tweezers, and then for the finishing touch, adding some paint and shine to the burger that is most definitely not edible. She only looks good on camera. The fast food employees don't have time to do all of this. It's actually quite the opposite. For some reason, every time you get your patty, it's like they wrapped it up and then punched it and then served it to you. Wait, there's a video on this. Let me find it. McDonald's workers making hamburgers. Don't forget to punch it so it fits in the wrapper. I grew up watching Spongebob, and I didn't realize a lot of things did not make sense until I got older. Like the episode with the fire underwater. We're literally underwater. Why is a sponge and a starfish warming up their hands with underwater fire? It just doesn't make sense. But as a child, you think nothing of it. It was like in multiple episodes too. How do they have fire? In one of the episodes, they even have a fire department. Underwater, a lot of things in SpongeBob actually didn't make any sense at all. Like the fact that SpongeBob could barely lift 2 sodas on a bar and then casually, nonchalantly lifts a boat up, no problem. Blowing a bubble through a glass bowl? How? What about taking a shower underwater? Aren't you constantly surrounded by water? I don't even want to think about this anymore. This just be making my head hurt. Nothing has to make sense in Bikini Bottom. When you go to a new restaurant and you have no idea what to order, so you ask the waiter, what's your favorite thing on the menu? What do you like to eat here? What's good? Silly fool, they're not gonna tell you their favorite thing on the menu. Cause I found this TikTok. When a customer asks you what is your favorite drink, so you recommend the easiest one to make. This whole time, I've been lied to. I actually always suspected this, cause every time, I'm like, what is your favorite thing on the menu? And they bring it out and it's not good. It is the most low effort, highest margin thing that they make the most money on, and that is the easiest for them to make. Yeah, that's actually my favorite. But I mean, for this video's sake, it looks like the brown sugar boba, which is always a good move. So I can't complain about that. The last time I did this, I went to a new restaurant. I didn't say it, my friend said it. He told the waitress, just bring everything that you like on the menu. And she brought out all her favorites, and her favorites were awful. I mean, we must have completely opposite taste palettes because I didn't like none of it. And I love food. I love food. So I will not be taking any more recommendations from people I don't know. I'm gonna pause this right here. That looks like wood, right? It looks like a wood grain, very fancy. And then there's a painted wall right next to it. Wait, is bro painting with his hands? Bro is literally painting with his hands. No brush, no problem. But wait a second. Brought out the brush and somehow made this paint look exactly like wood. Like, wait a second. You got to trust in the process because it doesn't really look like wood right now, but he just keeps going over it. You got to put a lot of different variation in the wood grains and whatever. And the finished product literally looks like wood. So you're telling me that's not a piece of tree right there? You painted that to look like wood. Bro, the lies I am witnessing in real time right now. Cereal commercials don't actually use milk. Yeah, it's actually just a very shallow bowl filled with glue. And then each piece of cereal is strategically placed in the bowl to make it look aesthetically pleasing. The next time you're watching a cereal commercial like, that looks so good, just know that you are salivating over glue in a bowl. Smash that like button if your life has been a lie. You know when you go to the department store and all the towels are folded up very neatly and you're like, y'all have such an extraordinary inventory of towels. Well, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but it's actually only one towel. They have these foam molds where they take one towel and then tuck it in to make it look like it is several towels. 5 towels per mold, exactly. And it's like, oh, they're so perfectly folded on the top shelf. Let me get that one on the top shelf. No, ma'am, we can't do that. That's why they put them so high up on the shelf, because they're not real. They just stack them like that to make it look satisfying. Zoom into the bottom shelf. Those are the real towels there. You can grab those. The top shelf ones are only for display. You know when Subway came out with a foot-long sandwich? Have you ever actually measured it with a measuring tape? Is it actually 1 foot long? Well, somebody measured it and it's actually only 11 inches. It's like guys lying about their height. You know, everybody's 6 feet tall until you whip out the measuring tape. Why would you even call it a foot long? That's an 11 incher. You know, nothing wrong with 11 inches. Now, a lot of people would be very happy with 11 inches of sandwich. Subway selling scams. You know, just call it a big sandwich. It might not be 1 foot long, but it's still a big sandwich. Y'all remember Toad from Mario? So I always thought he was a mushroom. The thing on his head is a part of him. He's a mushroom. But then I found this where he actually took it off. It's his hat. Bro was wearing a hat this entire time. He's actually bald. Oh, actually, he's got a little something. Little bean sprout. Almost bald. Put that thing back on. I can't unsee this. Like, this one actually blew my mind. I can't believe they made him bald. It's like that pickle from Spongebob. What is his name? Kevin C. Cucumber. Y'all remember him? It was a pretty big deal. Yeah, remember when they ripped his hat off? They thought it was a crown, and then he said it's not supposed to come off.
What are you doing? Wow, I didn't know this was a hat. It wasn't.
They surgically removed it from his head. And by surgically, I mean DIY ripped it off. We got the fake wood grain, and now, look at this tree. It's looking a little sus, right? And when imposter is sus. It's not actually a tree. It's made of concrete. And he's just smoothing it down. Why would you do that? No. Wait, why would you actually make a fake tree? Who are you trying to lie to? Okay, this is messing with my mind right now. Because what the heck? It literally looks like tree bark. But he's smoothing it down. Have y'all ever seen a concrete tree before? You know, not all trees are made of wood. Apparently we got concrete trees. Okay, so they do have some and they're actually sculptures. You can buy a concrete tree. You know, at least you never have to water it or worry about it dying. Nobody is safe, not even the wall, which is being hand carved out to make it look like it's bricks. I mean, so far he's been doing a good job. Like, it's so satisfying. You can get real creative with the size of the bricks. Just make all of them look different. You know, whenever I see walls like this, I'm like, how did they find so many different size bricks and then just put them together? They didn't. You know, you gotta dumb it down a little bit. It's not even a brick wall. It's a sand wall carved out to make it look like it's bricks. You know, the lies I've been fed my entire life. Like, you never know what's real. You can't even trust the bricks. Have you ever wondered why escalators have these brushes on the side? So I always thought these were for cleaning. I don't know if there's dust or dirt on the escalator, like it would somehow brush it off. I don't know, that's my guess.
Contrary to popular belief, they aren't for cleaning your shoes. You see, in between the
cleaning your shoes? Okay, I didn't think that. I thought it was gonna clean the escalator. But I guess not.
Is where all of the mechanics and gears are for the escalator.
Whoa, so that's what the inside of the escalator looks like.
This brush, known as a skirt deflector, acts as a safety feature by preventing you from stepping too close to this gap. This is so your shoelaces and pant legs don't get sucked in.
That picture right here, terrifying. Literally unlocked a new fear. I didn't know things could get sucked into the side of an escalator. I've seen things get stuck to the bottom of an escalator, but never the sides. And I guess it's that brush. Thank you, brush, aka skirt deflector, for keeping us safe from horrors I am just now learning about. So obviously, don't stand too close to that thing, or there's a possibility part of you will get sucked in. You know, unless I have luggage or carrying something heavy, I will always take the stairs. After watching all these videos, I do not trust escalators. I'm also very paranoid. You know, when I was a kid and I was playing on the playground, we had this spiral thing. I thought this was a fancy spiral ladder. Like you climb up the ladder, but I was wrong. That's not how you're supposed to use it. You're actually supposed to spin down it in a spiral formation. I actually had no idea. Like, what do you mean you're not supposed to climb up these things? You spin down it. I feel like my entire childhood I was lied to. This, obviously the playground didn't come with an instruction manual. This is how you go down a slide. Like, no, you just play and figure it out. But I feel like this was the one thing in the playground nobody knew how to use when I was a kid. Because kids watch and learn other kids. And everybody was climbing up this thing like a ladder. I'm low-key kind of sad I never got the opportunity to be small enough to take a spin on this. But if you are or know a child, please tell them to take advantage of the spirally flagpole in the playgrounds. Because it looks very fun. You know, kids 5 years from now are gonna be like, did you even have a childhood if you didn't go down the spiral flag the way it was meant to be used?
No, actually, I didn't.
Is it fancy wallpaper or is it paint rolled on the wall? I mean, that's one way to do fancy wallpaper. There's literally textured rollers that you can buy to just roll on a design onto the wall. Whoa, like it looks like wallpaper, except you don't have to glue it on the wall. This is much easier, and it's probably nicer because there's no seams like there is with wallpaper. Like the entire thing just looks printed on. This would also be the cheaper way to do it. Like have wall decals without sticking anything on the wall. Like technically you're just painting. You know, we like cost efficient. Now, a few years ago, these backpacks went viral for looking like drawings, but they're actually real backpacks. And you're probably like, wait, is this picture photoshopped or what? You know, they even had to put up a sign that says, yes, they are real. They're real backpacks you could open up, wear, and take to school. Like, they look so cool. Like, it doesn't even look real. It looks like it was straight out of a cartoon. But I'm telling you guys, they're real backpacks you could actually like hold and wear and use. It's like an optical illusion. Like, yeah, I just photoshopped this thing in, but it's a real 3D backpack that just looks 2D. They had a potato for a birthday cake. Wait a second. Keyword, cake. It was a lie. We need to see how they made this. So it is actually, in fact, made out of chocolate cake. Put some frosting on it, some fondant, make it potato colored, roll it out, drape it over. I can't believe they're gonna make a potato cake. But wait a second, look. This is something you gotta trust the process. You know, make it look real dirty. I like my potatoes real dirty, filthy, spuds straight out of the soil. You know, add some blemishes, some imperfections, pop a candle on it. Happy birthday. Here is your birthday potato. I would love this over a real cake. Just a birthday potato. Like, is it baked? Yes, it was baked. A baked potato, but it's actually cake. The one time I'm actually relieved that it's cake. Wild mushrooms? I think I'll take a bite. Wait a second. That doesn't look like a mushroom. A brick wall. Wait, something looks suspicious here. It's actually cake! Now you're gonna tell me this tree. This tree is actually a cake. Where is it? Where is it? You gonna start eating off the bark? Like a crunchy tree chip. But anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button in the face and subscribe to the Wolf Pack. Ow! I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.